The lantern in the window. The world has become very loud. Every year, it grows louder. More opinions, more outrage, more distractions, more voices demanding attention. People wake up reaching for noise and fall asleep, try to escape it. And somewhere in the middle of all of it, something important has happened. Many people no longer know themselves. Not truly. They know their preferences. They know their politics. They know their entertainment. They know their algorithms. But ask them who they are beneath the noise, and many discover they have not visited that place in a very long time. Perhaps that is why silence has become uncomfortable. Silence asks questions that noise cannot answer. Who are you becoming? What owns your attention? What have you given your life to? What are you feeding that is growing stronger inside of you every year? These are old questions, ancient questions, questions that modern life has become remarkably efficient at helping us avoid. The strange thing is that human beings have never had more information available to them. Yet wisdom feels increasingly rare. Knowledge and wisdom are not the same thing. Knowledge tells you how to build a fire. Wisdom asks whether the fire should be lit in the first place. Knowledge tells you how to make money. Wisdom asks what your soul is being traded for in the process. Knowledge builds faster machines. Wisdom asks where those machines are taking us. One increases power. The other guides it. Without wisdom, power becomes dangerous. Without wisdom, intelligence becomes manipulation. Without wisdom, success becomes appetite with better clothing. Perhaps that is why so many people arrive exactly where they wanted to go only to discover they are unhappy once they get there. They climb the mountain only to realize they never stopped to ask whether it was the right mountain. The tragedy of modern life is not that people fail to achieve their goals. The tragedy is how many people successfully achieve goals that were never worthy of them. Some become wealthy and discover they are poor in spirit. Some become admired and discover they are alone. Some become powerful and discover they no longer recognize themselves. The world celebrates arrival. Wisdom concerns itself with direction. There is an old observation that roads do not care about intentions. A road only cares about direction. A person may sincerely intend to arrive somewhere beautiful while walking steadily toward a cliff. Sincerity does not change geography. Neither does self-deception. This is why small choices matter more than dramatic moments. Lives are rarely transformed in a single afternoon. More often they are shaped quietly. One habit at a time. One conversation at a time. One compromise at a time. One act of kindness at a time. One act of dishonesty at a time. Human beings become what they repeatedly practice. Attention becomes affection. Affection becomes devotion. Devotion becomes identity. Identity becomes destiny. That process happens whether we notice it or not. Perhaps the greatest danger is not evil in its obvious forms. Perhaps the greater danger is unconsciousness. Living without examination. Moving without intention. Allowing the current to decide the destination. Drift is powerful because it feels harmless. Very few people wake up intending to become cynical. Very few people decide to become bitter. Very few people announce plans to become selfish, resentful, prideful, or indifferent. These things arrive quietly, like dust settling on furniture, slow enough to ignore, fast enough to matter. Ancient wisdom traditions understood something that modern culture often forgets. The condition of the heart eventually becomes the condition of the life. Eventually, what lives inside finds a way to appear outside. Chaos within eventually becomes chaos without. Peace within eventually becomes peace without. The visible world often begins in invisible places. This is not an argument for fear. It is an invitation toward awareness. Pay attention to what repeatedly captures your attention. Pay attention to what repeatedly shapes your emotions. Pay attention to what repeatedly enters your mind. Every doorway eventually leads somewhere. Every window frames a particular view of reality. Every lantern illuminates something while leaving something else hidden in darkness. Choose carefully what lights your path. The purpose of a lantern is not to force anyone to walk. It simply allows them to see. That is enough. Perhaps that is all wisdom has ever tried to do. Not control, not condemn, not conquer, simply illuminate, and then quietly ask, Now that you can see the road more clearly, will you continue walking it? Welcome to the Mystic's Lantern. There are many bright lights in the world. This is not one of them. This is only a lantern. But sometimes a lantern is enough to find your way home. If this lantern illuminated something you hadn't looked at in a while, stay a while. There are more roads to examine, more shadows to understand, more light to carry. And if this is the sort of journey that speaks to you, remember to return when the lantern is lit again. Shalom.